Greetings, children of the screen, your friendly neighborhood nerd scum here once again, and today I just want to take a few minutes to do a channel update since we haven't done one here in a little bit, and things on the channel have been a little bit weird here recently. So, first off, we recently just got up to 350 subscribers, which is absolutely awesome. Thank you guys very much. To all you new guys who just joined up with us here recently, welcome, and I greatly appreciate your sub. As I was saying, things have been a little weird on the channel here recently. So obviously with COVID and everything going on, that's definitely had some effect on what I've been able to do. Obviously there were no new comics coming out for a little bit, and since comics have been coming back, the store I was working at, the comic shop, hasn't opened back up. So that's meant that a lot, and of course I'm currently unemployed, so there's not a lot of extra cash, so there hasn't been a lot of money I've been able to put forward into new comics that have been coming out. But beyond that, the other thing that's been kind of making the normal content on this channel a little fewer and far between is really two things. Number one, and this isn't really affecting it because most of the shows I had no longer been doing as weekly shows, they were just kind of when I had time to do them by the time I started doing my second channel, The Batman I Believe In. Where we basically have a Batman video coming out every Monday at midnight. So if you're not subscribed over there, hop over and check out all the stuff we got going on over there. So that's been taking a little bit of my time, but honestly the main thing that has been taking, up a majority of my time is I've been getting more into proper filmmaking stuff. For example, a script that I recently was hired to write, looks like the movie's going to get made. And it's a movie called Wages of Sin. We're just about to launch an Indiegogo campaign or a crowdfunding campaign of some kind for it. So yeah, a friend approached me and asked me to write it, so I wrote it, and everybody really likes it, so it looks like it's a movie we're actually making now. And then based off the strength of that script, I recently just got another screenwriting job that I'm about to do, and that'll probably only take me a couple of weeks, but when I'm doing that, with the amount of research that I put into my screenplays, and the kind of amount of rewriting that I do, where I just kind of go through stuff so many times, like, I don't really have as much time to do more YouTube type stuff, like pretty much in those times when I'm doing that, that's all I'm doing, is I'm completely focused and dedicated to working on those scripts. So unfortunately that's why things like my Ninja Turtles 30th anniversary video is not quite done yet. I've got about half of it finished and I'm looking for the time to do it. But the other thing is I got paid to write these scripts, so while I'm unemployed I kind of had to take the job, and if I'm doing the job I have to do the job to the best of my ability, which means focusing on it 100%, because again I'm getting paid money for that, So apologies on the lateness on a couple of videos that I've meant to have coming out, like the Ninja Turtles 30th anniversary. I've been meaning to wrap up the last few episodes of the Cowboy Bebop retrospective, but again with COVID and then all this other stuff, finding a time where I could get Vic or Rosie or Taylor caught up to speed for where she needs to be for us to watch it and do the videos, like, it's just been crazy. I haven't really been able to line up everybody's schedules. But hopefully here pretty soon we will be having at least those two things, the Ninja Turtles and the next episode of the Cowboy Bebop retrospective coming out. So yeah, as I am jumping back more into the filmmaking, that will be taking up a larger portion of my time, but at the same time I'm going to be doing videos on the filmmaking stuff that I'm doing, so that will be content that will be added to the channel. But, and I kind of mentioned this a while back, maybe about a year ago, whenever I was doing the short film The Torturer with these same people that I'm working with now, I mentioned that there's going to probably start being a shift in content on the channel, and that was for various reasons. One, money was tight. Even working at a comic shop, I couldn't really afford as many comics as I had been getting before that, and at the same time, a lot of what was going on in comics just wasn't really interesting me enough to talk about it, and I was becoming very negative when I would do the videos, and I don't mind being negative or being, critical on a book, but I don't want to just do videos on things I don't like, you know what I mean? There's a whole long point where, like, there were certain books I just would not cover. As much as I knew I would get views for covering them, I knew I wouldn't like them, and I just didn't want to put myself through it, So that was already kind of an issue, and now we have that actually seeming to about start really coming into play. Again, like with COVID, it really slowed things down on my filmmaking front, but I'm making some headway in that direction. The other issue is, as I previously said, Skull Island Games, the shop that I worked at, is not open, and as far as I know, there is no definitive date or plan for it to be opened. We haven't heard anything for months now, so I pretty much just have to progress forward as if that's not going to be my job. Which sucks because that is a store that before it was Skull Island Games, it was the previous shop, Sci-Fi Factory, and if you've been with the channel for any amount of time, you know, like I started off as the comic book guy there and eventually became manager, and then we got bought out, and like, it sucks. Like, that's a store that I put a lot of myself into. Not just like physically and emotionally, but like actually a lot of the stuff in the store is mine. Like, I just donated lots of my comics for bundles and posters and just all kinds of my personal things that are now like locked in the store that I don't even know if I'm ever going to get back. But having said that, yeah, so I don't have income and I don't have access to the books the way I used to, and I no longer have direct access to the Diamond website. Which for me, like when I was going to do news videos or something like that on new stuff in comics, I didn't like going to CBR or one of these other sites, which 9 times out of 10 are just complete and total BS. I would usually like to go to Diamond and actually talk about what Diamond has up on their website, which isn't even always reliable. A lot of things shift on there, but that's the way I prefer to do it because it is like a direct source. It's not like me stating something that was said on some like Twitter account over here that was then like retweeted and eventually a comic book website picked it up and made a story about it. You know, it's coming directly from like what is mostly a credible source. So yeah, in general, because of those things, like the nature of my new comic book material is going to be going down a bit. In terms of like the new books that come out week to week, I'm still going to, once I have a little bit more money coming in, I'm still definitely going to be going and picking up new books, and I will definitely be doing some videos on those, but they will be fewer and far between, kind of as they have been for the last maybe month and a half, 2 months. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at the channel right now. I've definitely got some more stuff coming out. I will definitely be having those retrospective videos coming out as soon as I possibly can. I'm going to be having more videos coming out on my filmmaking stuff. Specifically, I'm going to have a video coming out on the script I wrote, which we're going to be producing. So yeah, lots of stuff. I got the Batman I Believe In. Definitely check that out. New videos every Monday. This coming Monday, it's me and Taylor talking about Batman and Robin, so that's going to be fun. Yeah, lots of stuff going on still, and thank you to all you new guys out there for subscribing, and thank you for everybody who's been with me since the beginning. Really appreciate you guys. Hope y'all are all having a good one. Stay safe. Nerd Scum. Out.